It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.
Peter, we're set for the semi-finals now. So one has dropped out. We've got 4 to go. And from these, this will lead us to the LV, which has got 2. And then we, of course, play the winner of that. Is essentially, in a summation, is that what's happening?
Yep, you're on the button. That's exactly right. So come Friday, the thing that will happen first up is the winner from the round robins selects who they want to race against. So that will mean Ineos, Ben Ainsley, he will select one of the other 3 teams for that semi-final. And the other important thing that comes up, the winner from the round robins, they select what side of the start line they get. Now, the advantage side is when they come in on port, that first entry, they're in there 10 seconds before the boat on the other side. So that happens on Friday.
Okay, and so what you've seen so far, how much can we glean from the racing in terms of who is better, who is faster, and obviously, who is going to be playing off for the Louis Vuitton?
Well, there's been a bit of a change of the deck chairs, really, and the talking points would be the improvement of Ineos Britannia from Great Britain. At the beginning of the round robins and in the preliminary regatta, they looked a bit weak. And the old America's Cup adage, you just got to keep developing, improving the boat. And my word, have they done that to that boat. They've turned a boat from being a bit average and, through the round robin, they beat Rossa Prada Pirelli twice. And they probably, Luna Rossa, are still equal favourites with Ineos. I'm picking probably that will be the final of the Louis Vuitton Cup. On the downward spiral would be American Magic. They went into this as sort of joint favourites with Luna Rossa, and they've had issues. The boat looks quite fast, but it has a few issues. If you think back, I think we talked about it before with you, Marty. They've got these recumbent cyclists, so instead of cyclors being on bikes, they're actually sitting down in the bilge of the boat. What that has enabled them to do is to make the boat a bit smaller than all the other boats, but they're paying a dear price in terms of their ability to generate hydraulic pressure, and they have been exposed through the round robins. Can they rectify that? That'll be something to look out for. Fourth will be Alinghi. They are a new team here. But I think Alinghi will be on the back foot through the semi-finals. I just don't think they've done enough.
So you reckon it's going to be a Brit versus Luna Rossa, which is, and why do I feel like we've had one eye on Luna Rossa the whole way through this?
Oh, well, because they got the pedigree. They've been they challenged obviously in Auckland and did a damn good job. Remember, after 6 races, it was 3-3, and especially in the light conditions. Their weakness is probably they haven't been getting off the start line very well, and Ineos in the last 2 races has really started well. Will it be them? The dark horse probably now is American Magic, if they can get over their hydraulic issues. And also Paul Goodison, one of their helmsmen, he had an accident, and the rumour mill is it's broken ribs. And if that's the case, whether he can get back out on the water, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, why have they been so tight-lipped about that? Is it because they're embarrassed about how the accident happened?
No, I don't know. It seems a bit odd to me. I always think if you've got an issue, just come out, tell the media what's going on, be honest, and of course then things settle down very quickly.
Yes.
Like what happened with Emirates Team New Zealand when they dropped the boat in the cradle. But the Americans seem to be playing this coy game, and but the rumour mill up here is that Paul Goodison, who's a damn good bloke and a great yachty, is quite badly injured.
Peter Lester is with us. He works for America's Cup Television. So what do we do between now and then?
Well, what do they do? That you've got to keep developing the boat. The old adage is you've got to keep developing the boat, making the boat faster until the last race of the America's Cup. And that's where the New Zealanders will be now. The round robin, being able to compete in the round robin, I think is huge for them because it gives them a benchmark. Now they go off on their own and they can trick the boat up. And all the talk I'm hearing is that they've got a fair bit of new kit to go on the boat, from hydraulics to wings, maybe wing flaps, new sails, and just generally a good audit right over the boat. So I would expect when the New Zealanders come out and race one of the America's Cup on the 12th of October, they will be faster than what we saw through the round robin stage, and they'll need to be. That would be my rider, because the challenges, especially I think Ineos and Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, they're going to have one hell of a fight come the Louis Vuitton Cup final.
Peter, in past America's Cups, and this is all we can go on at times like this, our Team New Zealand has quite often said that their in-house racing at times like this is better and is harder, faster, more competitive than the actual LV racing itself. Do you still believe that's the case?
No, I don't, to be blunt, and that was borne out in Auckland when they had to sit out all of the Challenger Series. And come America's Cup, they were undercooked. Hence why after 6 races, it was 3-3. It took them a while to get going. Now they've rectified that by the challengers agreeing to allow them to go into round robin 1 and 2 of the Louis Vuitton Cup. So I think the New Zealanders will be a lot more race hardened come the America's Cup than what they were in Auckland.
And so much of it is still shadow boxing, isn't it? That's the fascination about this. Do you feel like you know much more at this stage than you thought you would know? Or do you still think, okay, there's a hell of a lot out there I still don't know?
Oh, I think there's a hell of a lot we still don't know. But I think we are getting a clearer picture. And then the next stage will be who can keep developing, who can keep pushing the boat forward. One of the things that I think's really improved a lot, and it's not necessarily hardware. If you just listen to the onboard comms coming off the boats, especially off the New Zealand boat, Ineos and Luna Rossa, how clear the communication is. It's quite clipped, but each time they do a manoeuvre, it's the same comms, it's the same commands, and the sequencing of those commands. That's been a big step forward from what we saw in Auckland.
Okay, God, that's interesting, isn't it? All right. So, this is what I love. This is what you're listening for. This is the kind of the little tiny tidbits that you actually can get something from.
Absolutely, because I'm lucky in my role, because I'm actually out on the hydrogen chase boat, on the camera boat. So at times those boats are really close to where we are, sometimes a bit too close. But I'm in the box seat, and what I do when I'm not doing commentary, and there's big periods when you're the on the water commentator that you're really trying to look for something that the guys ashore are not seeing, and so in my ear I can have the comms, direct comms off the boat, and what's really apparent is that, and it's practice and training, the onboard communication and how they react to that, and how they then put that into action, whether attack or a jibe or a tactical decision making or looking at wind on the water, and to me that's been a highlight.
Do you still get the same buzz? And I've only done it a couple of times, but being out on the water, and then you kind of feel it before you see it, before you hear it, and then this amazing piece of machinery comes whumping past you. Do you still get the same buzz when you're that close?
Oh, mate, I love it. And funnily enough, this is the first time over all the period I've done America's Cup that I've actually been on the water.
Wow.
So it was a bit new to me. I've normally been studio based, but mate, so it's new, and I'm absolutely loving it. And what I don't think the tally actually gives you the true noise and the horsepower of these boats.
No.
When you're out there and you're close to them, it sounds like a Mack truck coming through. Some of the windage sound, the hydraulics are absolutely screaming. The foils are making that thunderous noise as they rip through the water. Especially if they're at top end, up around 50 knots. And you put all that together, it is impressive. And it's just a pity that the audio doesn't really reflect that, because certainly when you're out there at times, I sit there, hanging on and thinking, God, I hope they don't come unstuck and come into us, because we are pretty close.
It's Only Sport with Martin Devlin on the platform. Brought to you by One New Zealand. Let's get connected.